Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. As you can tell by the thumbnail and the title, this is going to be a book haul. I finally have a little bit of extra money to spend each month because I recently got a job, so I of course decided to spend all of my paycheck on books. So let's get started. So these first 3 books came from Indigo. So first we have She's With Me by Jessica Cunsolo, and this we follow a teenage girl named Amelia who moves to a new town to move past her old life, but after she meets this boy named Aiden and starts to develop feelings for him and starts being friends with his friends, her past eventually ends up getting brought back up, and we go from there. This was originally a Wattpad story that I did read like 2 years ago, and I've read it multiple times since, so I had to get myself on a physical copy of it. And the second book in the series, which is Stay With Me, comes out in December, so I hope to also get a copy of that as well. And this I haven't read yet. A few of these in the stack I have already read, so this one I haven't. Next we have The Bad Boy and the Tomboy by Nicole. I am not going to pronounce her last name because I will butcher it, and I do not want to butcher her last name. This we follow a girl named Macy Anderson who all she cares about is sports, her friends, and her schooling. But when a boy that she likes named Cedric asks her out, of course she says yes. She's not an idiot. And as Cedric and Macy's relationship goes, Macy also ends up becoming friends with Sam, who is Cedric's cousin, and as Macy and Sam become friends, the friendship becomes more. This also was originally a Wattpad story that I did read again like 2 years ago. It's my all-time favorite Wattpad story, and I have read this, but I read an ARC version of it, and then I loved it so much that I had to get myself a physical copy of it, so of course I did. Yeah. Next we have Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This I have read. And this we follow a girl named Alina who is, who finds out that she has these abilities that nobody else has. And we are in a world where through the country there is this giant rift that is very dark and all of that, and she ends up finding out that she has powers that can kind of help them get through the rift, and all that, and she ends up going to this kind of like school to train for her powers and all of that. This I read last year, but I felt like I had to get the physical copy of it because I do love this series so much. I am so excited for the Netflix show, but in saying I'm so excited for the Netflix show, I hate how it has the like coming to Netflix sticker on that. But yeah, this is the first book in a trilogy. I plan on buying the other 2 in the series because I plan on rereading this before the Netflix show comes out. Yeah. And these final 2 books are from Book Outlet. So first we have Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This I have read. I love this series, so when I saw this on Book Outlet, I had to grab it. But this we follow a girl named Mare Barrow who is from a city called the Stilts, which is kind of a bad place to live. She is in this world. We have red blood and silver-blooded people. Red bloods are your normal people. They are your, like, lower of the low-end people. Then we have the silvers, who have these powers and are these royalty and, like, much more high up in society. But when Mare ends up getting herself to the castle, and Mare ends up discovering that she has powers that she shouldn't have, so she ends up being concealed by the palace as a lost silver heir, and ends up getting betrothed to one of the princes. I'm not going to say much more, but I love this because of the ending. The ending of this book, it is so good. This entire series is so good. A lot of people give this series hate because Mare is a very whiny character, but as you read on, you find out why she's a little bit whiny. This was one of the first books that got me into reading. Like, this was the book that I read in July of last year, which July was when I kind of first started really reading, and this series will, I think, always have a place in my heart. I love all of the characters. The way that the series as a whole ends, I'm kind of like, could be better. But yeah, I'm so excited to have myself a copy of this, and I plan on again buying the entire series, and I'm trying to convince myself that you don't need to, like, reread this next month or something. And then finally we have Ash Princess by Sebastian, and I honestly don't know much about this. This was the biggest impulse buy. I saw it on Book Outlet for, I think it was $5.40, and I was like, ooh, I've heard good things about this, add it to the cart. So, like, it wasn't even on my Goodreads list when I added it to my cart and bought it. But I am going to read the back because I don't know what it's about. All I've heard is good things about it. So, Princess, Prisoner, Orphan, Rebel. Theodosia was 6 when her country was invaded and her mother, the Fire Queen, was murdered before her eyes. On that day, the Kaiser took Theodosia's family, her land, and her name. Theo was crowned Ash Princess, a title ashamed to wear in her new life as a prisoner. For 10 years, Theo has been a captive in her own palace. Then one night, the Kaiser forces her to do the unthinkable. With blood on her hands and all hope of reclaiming her throne lost, she realizes that surviving is no longer enough, and she does have a weapon. Her mind is sharper than any sword. For 10 years, the Ash Princess has seen her land be pillaged and her people enslaved. That all ends here, because power isn't always won on the battlefield. Yeah, this is something that I've seen multiple times talked about on a Facebook group that I am a part of about books, and as well as on TikTok. So I had to pick it up. It sounds really interesting, and let's just say that for the next time I get a prompt on my Jenga TBR that says purple cover, this is being chucked on my TBR. I am really excited. It's so pretty and it sounds so interesting. So yeah. So those were the 5 books that I bought in October. Yeah, I don't have much more to say. If you have read any of these books, leave your opinions in the comments below. There probably will be a book haul again in December for November, because I plan on catching up, hopping on a few Black Friday sales for books. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and bye!